Hey, what's going on? Matthew Taman here. In this course, I'm going to teach you how to build a blog website with Joomla. We're going to go on the website called Stack Ideas. They have a powerful extension that I highly recommend for anyone that wants to build a blog website called Easy Blog. So you go here, you click on Easy Blog, and you get to this page. Now, this is a crash course. I'm not going to go through over every single detail that it has. I do have training, just for that. But I really want to get this out to you guys because blogs right now are very popular. A lot of people looking to get the ideas out, get the, whatever they have out. And they don't necessarily want to spend a whole ton of money to get someone to do that for them. So that's where this comes in, right? So it has a simple editor. You have the media manager, the reading. It's mobile and tablet ready. You can optimize it. You can also integrate Google AdSense, right? You can monetize your blogs, and you have different layout options that you can be able to choose. You can integrate it. You can take a look at some different integration. We're going to take a look at all that stuff later on. But for now, let's just go over to version 6, which is the newest one. So you see all that it has to offer. So you can redesign. The back end has been redesigned, and it's a lot easier. So now it's more drag and drop. You can convert posts to a template to use that later on. You can reuse it as over and over and over again. You can also add, TikTok block where you can add TikTok videos. You can add Twitch blocks, Apple Podcast, music. So those are some of the things that's been updated in version 6.0. But let's take a look now. Get a look at the demo. So in the demo, you're going to see a front end for it. And by the way, I get people asking me this question all the time. Matthew, do you provide, one-on-one training? I do. If you go to my website, matthewtaman.com, you can book your live one-on-one Joomla training sessions, and we can go over anything. If you're getting started, trying to figure things out, not really sure, just head over there and, book your time, and we can go from there. So now let's get back on here. So when you come on the demo site, you have several options. So you have the layout. Now, this section that you see, this slide, when you click here, it slides over to the next. That's something that you can add and make that standard. So when I click on layout and I click card layout, this is always going to stay active, right? Different things are going to be shown on here. So let me show you, for example, I click layout and I click card layout. So now if you look here, you scroll down, this the card layout looks. All those items here, you click on this and you can see what the item is. People can be able to get informed. So one of the beautiful things that I like about this is that, people can get informed. They can stay up to date when you have a new blog. When they subscribe to it, anytime that you add something to it, they're going to be notified of it. And as you scroll down, it shows you a little bit more. So now let's check out a different layout. Let's check out the simple layout. Something similar. Let's check out the nickel layout. So with the nickel layout, you notice you have 2 columns now instead of 1. And by the way, in Joomla, there's a way that you can be able to hide all this section, this side over here. And you can stretch this 2 columns out if you wanted to. But again, I'm not going to go through all that detail. I just wanted to show you guys how this works. Then you can do grid standard layout. And that's what that looks like. You can also do masonry. And that's how the masonry standard layout looks like. And then, of course, you have the magazine type. So you have layout 1. And then you have, if you scroll down, you see that it has that magazine type of look. And you scroll down, it has layout 2. And then you can also do layout 3. So this gives you option as you're styling your pages, how you want them to look, right? All of these are just options, how you want it to look. So you can have the grid layout. Now, this is important because based on the design and the style that you want, you can choose anything here. Okay, so let's go on and just log into the front end. This has a back end component and it has a front end component. So once you log in, you can create different access levels. So if you have a large team, you can create it where each member get to add their own post. They can create their own categories. They can manage their own account. So this is one of the settings right here. You can do a quick post, right? You click quick post and you can easily post text. You can add the title. You can post photos. You can add videos. You can grab videos from YouTube or Vimeo, or you can insert videos directly, from your a computer, which I do not recommend doing, but you can grab a YouTube or Vimeo video URL, and all you'd have to do is just copy and just paste it here. And you can also do quotes. You can post a nice quote. You can put the source if you want to. You can add links, right? You can add links to this, and you click more options. It shows you more options for whatever it is that you want to add. Always gives you more options here. So you can do managed subscription. One of the beautiful things about creating a blog is it allows you to manage your subscription. So every time that you have subscribers, you can see all their information on this place, right? You can also, you can manage them. You can, anytime that a new blog post is released, when they're subscribed to it, they're going to automatically get it. So if you're looking to build a large website, or even a small website, and you have multiple categories and you have multiple bloggers, when people subscribe to a particular blog, they're going to get updates. So you have categories, you have tags. You can create as many tags as you need to, right? And when someone click on the tag, it's going to take them to that particular article. And then you have authors. So authors part, this is the cool thing about it. So if you're looking to start a magazine type of website or a newspaper type of website, right? And you want to have multiple bloggers on that platform, this allows you to do that because you can create as many bloggers or as many people on your team as you need to. And once you do that, every time that they post something, it's going to show posts by the author. They can view all. Right now, it's set to show their 2 latest posts, right? So if you have a team of 15 people or 20 people or 100 people or 1,000 people, this can manage as many people as you have on your team. So if you click, for example, their name, it is going to show their articles and it's going to show what they've written, right? You can also contact them. And it shows you the dates that it was written. And now let's go over to the team blog. Right, team blog is really great because multiple people can contribute to a blog, right? When they write it, you can see the authors of that particular blog. These are all the people that contributed to this blog, which is really great. Anytime that you want to have a blog where you have more than one writer to be part of that blog, you can do team blogging. You can also do video team as well. It shows you all those that are part of this video team the same way. And you click drop down here, you can see a calendar view. And with the calendar view, you can pretty much schedule, you can auto post. We're going to take a look at that later on, but you can auto post what dates and, you want the blogs to be posted on different social media platform. And then let's go over now to the back end. And then you log in, you go to components, easy blog. So when you come on the back end, there is a lot that's going on back here. Everything that you see that's going on back here is controlled. I'm sure everything you see on the front end is being controlled here by the back end. Now, because this is a demo, there's certain parts of this that you can't change, like the menu structure, the navigation, you can't change that because they've disabled that part of it for you to have access to it. But for the rest of the part, let's take a look now at the settings. So when you come first, your dashboard is going to show you all the authors and all the blogs that have recently been posted. It shows you the blog. If there are any comments, you can see all the comments. You can also see the reaction based on the dates. This is great because you can be able to log into the back end of your website and you can see the latest posts. You can see the latest comments to respond to them. And you can see the latest reaction for those. And it gives a synopsis of how many posts you have, pending. And another thing too that I forgot to mention is you can set this to automatically accept posts. So if you want to create a site where the public can add articles, they can add blogs, they can add their own stuff, you can set it to pending that your team can review it before they allow it. You can check out the comments, how many categories you have, the teams, the authors, the tags and the reactions. So when you go down over here to setting shows you all the comments, the editor. So let's go over right now to integration. Again, I'm not going to cover all the details because there's so much to cover. So this company, they offer different extensions called Easy Discuss, which is like a forum. They have Easy Social, which is like a social media network. You could also include like Google Analytics, right? You can put your analytics tracking ID right there. Then you can do JFB Connect, you can do Jom Social, and you can do a newsletter, right? So this is a good thing about it. If you wanted to add AdSense, for example, with Google, you can put your AdSense code right here, and you can choose responsive code so it adjusts based on the screen. So for anyone that's looking, right, you want to monetize your blog. So when people come on there, let's just go over to the home so I can show you. So if you wanted to monetize your blog, when people come, you can put ads anywhere on your blog post, and it's going to show. Right now there's no ads, so it's not showing right there. But if you had ads, it's going to show. So let's go back on the back end. So that's the beautiful thing, is that you can monetize your ads and have full control over that. And then you have your notifications. You can also receive notifications from general newsletter. You can put your name, the sender name, and the email address. So you kind of go through here. Blog notification. Do you want to be alerted every time that someone subscribe? So all these here are the blog notification. You go through these, and then you see which ones that you want to, turn on, and the ones you want to turn off. So you can kind of scroll through. And they have push notifications too, so you can be able to, get push notification anytime that a new blog comes in. It's going to send it directly to that person. You get the API key, and you can click on this help here. I'm not going to cover that again, but that's another beautiful thing too that you can be able to have. And for your media, this is where, if you're having a site where people can be able to contribute, right? Or even if it's just for your company or just for you, a personal blog, this is where you can set the parameters, right? The maximum upload size. Now, the maximum upload size is going to be based off of your server. Some servers have a limit. Right now, the maximum you can have, this one is 512 megabytes. Okay. You can't have any uploads that's larger than that. Now, I wouldn't recommend you go for 512. Usually want to keep it at 128. When you keep it at 128, then whatever the upload based on your server specs, again, that's based on your web hosting package. So you need to understand what that looks like and how much space you have. So if you're not sure, talk to your web hosting company so they can let you know. And then image quality. Now, when you click on this drop down here, it's important that you understand how image quality works. If you have it, the lower the number is, the faster the page is going to load. The higher the quality, the slower it loads. The reason is that when you're optimizing your images, right, you don't want something that's too large, like 1 megabyte or 2 megabytes. I mean, if it's just a single page, but I would recommend that you want to keep it like 100, 100 to based on the size of it. But typically, if you keep it about 50 medium, you can see how that looks. It's going to lose some quality in there. It's not going to be as sharp. So if you take a photo and then you upload it and you look at the blog, you're like, man, for example, this picture doesn't look so sharp. You want to change it, you could do that. So when you look at this picture right here, right, this right now, the image quality is about a 70. So it looks okay. You can't even notice the difference, right? It's not that noticeable. The reason why you mess with this right here is because it's based on speed. If you're going to have a lot of images on your website and it takes forever to load, people are going to get frustrated and they just won't want to come on the site anymore. Okay, so this is the general right here. You can go. It's showing you all the path to everything, so you don't have to mess with this. Default image variation, you lift at a large. All this right here, you can lift those. Now, another good thing is that you can also integrate the Amazon S3. That everything is uploaded on the Amazon service and not your server. This is what I recommend. So if you're going to have a website where people upload content, you want to make sure that it's been loaded on Amazon and not your server, because your service is going to slow it down and cause so much more issues. All right. But in order to do that, you need a VPS server that has an FFmpeg binary, and you're going to need that binary path for your server. And then you're gonna have to go to Amazon, get your bucket, your access ID, your keys, and all this stuff. And then once you put that on there, anytime that someone comes on the site and uploads an image, Amazon is going to take care of that. So that's the beautiful thing. And of course, you have Flickr to use images from Flickr. You can use your own images. You can choose a watermark so that all the images that's being uploaded on your site has a watermark. And then optimization. You can use Unsplash. That's another good site too. You can get application key and application name, and it's going to connect the images from Unsplash. So let's go over to Unsplash so you guys can see what that looks like. I use Unsplash quite often when I'm, working on projects for myself, or if I can spell Unsplash, there we go. So it's going to connect all these images. This is a great quality images. I like the image quality. I like how they added their images, the filters that they used to design it. I like it. It has that flow, has that warm tone. So when you connect your website to this, right, you use Unsplash, you get application name and you get application key from Unsplash. That's what you're going to put here. So when people are searching to add images on your site, you can choose the total number of images to display. You can put it to 10 or whatever number that is. So when people are searching for images to add on your blog, instead of them having to come on Unsplash, find the image, download it, when you get there connected, they can get it right on your website. So all the images that's available on Unsplash, they can also get it directly on your site. And then you have here the video. You can choose the video maximum video width and the maximum video height. So anytime that someone uploads a video on your site, you're going to be able to have this dimensions. This is going to automatically do it for you, so you don't have to worry about doing that. That's how that works. Let me see if they have, I don't know if they have any image videos on there, but we'll probably add one later on. So let's scroll through here. All right, so there's no video. So we're going to add a video so you can see how that works later on. And then let me see what else is key. The views. It gives you the views. You can choose how you want things to be laid out. All right, the posting style, you can have it at rows or you can have it as columns. When they're posting, you have it as rows or columns. The grid layout, the column styles, you can have it as grid, or you can have it in masonry. And then for the columns, you can have 3 per row. So you kind of go through all this here to see what you want to enable and what you want to disable. Okay, you go through this all right here, all of this. You go through this. You go authors. You can do the same thing for the authors. And you go to all categories, and you can choose the layout and the style that you want. What that means is that on the front end, the way that it's designed, the way that it's styled, that's how it's going to show. So for example, when you click here, let me see, is it this one? All right. So this one magazine is showing you three layout, right? It's showing you 1, 2, 3, and you can choose a different layout too. This layout too is showing those options. So those options are back here. You can choose. Right now it says 3. You can choose 4, 5, or 6, just based on personal style. And then you go to the post. When someone wants to post something, do you want to show intro text? So let me go back to intro text. You see this right here. This is the intro text. So if you don't want for intro text to show, then you can just click to disable intro text. And then when you go on the front end and you refresh it, you're not going to see an intro text on there. So this gives you so much flexibility as a blogger. You can show the title, you can hide the title, you can show the read time, how long it's going to take to read a particular article, or you can not show it, right? So let me click on this one. And it shows you, see how many time it shows you right here. The read time takes about 3 minutes to read 522 words. You can choose to add that, or you can choose to hide it. So as you go through here, you can show maps, comments, all forms of different things. You scroll through up and down, right? And you go to front page. This is the front page. So now let's go back here. Let's go to the home. The home, this is the front page. And what it's asking you is, how do you want to, or what do you want to disable and what do you want to enable? So you can show post images. You can show comment counter. So if you go on the front end, it's showing you, just scroll through there. You see the comments, how many count, there's the counter right there, how many people commented on there. So if you don't want to see the comments counter, you can just click to disable it. And you scroll down, you look on this side, the feature area, when you want to feature a blog, and go to tag. So I'm going through this now because when you create your post, then you can be able to understand how this works. You can use tags. Tags are really great for tagging particular content. You can also create a tag cloud on the front end. Let me see if they have one here. So they don't have a tag cloud, but you can certainly create one. Team. Oh, there. Okay. So here's the tag cloud. They do have one. So with the tag cloud, it's going to show you what the most popular items on your site is, right? So the bigger it is, the more popular. So when you click on it, it's going to show you all the article, all the content that have that word coding, right? You scroll into the tag cloud again, and it shows you all those things there. So that's why, a tag cloud plays a role in it. You can take a look at all the, the tags right there. And then you can choose, do you want it to show up in the search, sorting option, RSS feed, and you can make that change as you see need right there. And let's head over to the SEO. You click on the latest post, and then you can put the meta keywords. You can put the description. Let's go back here to the SEO. Right. So this for the categories for the bloggers. So this is where you optimize those key things, like the latest post. You optimize that, the tags, the bloggers page. Now let's go over to auto posting. Auto posting is a pretty cool one. With auto posting, you get to choose to auto post on different social media platforms. So every time that you post a blog on your site, instead of you having to go to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, once you post on your site, it's going to automatically show on that site, on that platform. So if you click enable, then you would have to make sure that you follow all the guidelines that's needed for Facebook to do that. Or if you want to go to Twitter, right? This have changed. Make sure you add the consumer key, the secret key, and you look through. So once you get all this set up and you post something on your site, you automatically post it on that site. I've used this before and it works great. The only thing about this is that you want to make sure that you don't overdo it. Sometimes people overpost. You don't need to post, like if it's like a LinkedIn, you don't need to have 7 posts per day. I think that's just too much. But Twitter, that might be okay for Twitter. So if you have a team, you can automate this too, auto post. So every time that you have a new post, if you click auto post a new post, every time that a new post is made or is created, it's going to automatically post it. So this really great if you have a lot of articles, a lot of content that you want to just put out there. This is going to do that for you as well. So auto post, that's another cool feature. Let me see a post on the cover post. With the post, you have your different type, right? You see all the posts that people created, and as the admin of the site, you have the ability to come take a look at the post. You can edit post and you can delete it. I'm going to cover the post in just a minute. And then you can see the drafts that people started but never completed. You can see what's pending. Again, as I mentioned before, if you want to set it in a way that when people post something, instead of being auto post, it is going to pend until you approve it. You can do that as well, which is really great. And then you have the different templates that they can be able to use as they're building. We're going to take a look at templates in just a moment. All right, so let's go to categories. Feed importer, you can use the feed on different platforms. You can create as many categories as you need to, right? And here we talked about the team blog. You can have as many team members on your blog as you want, right? Or as you need. And then people can also submit a request to be part of the team, and then it's going to show up on this page, and you can click to approve or deny. And now let's go over to subscription. You can see all your subscribers on here. All the people that have subscribed to your blog post, you're going to see them here. And you can also import with a CSV file. You can import subscribers directly onto your site. You could also export subscribers. So let's say you have another platform. As long as it's under the CSV format, you could use any other platform. Even though it may not be Joomla, you can export to another platform that's non-Joomla, and you can import to another platform. And let's go over now with the ACL, account control level. So this is where it gets, interesting. So if you have a website where it's a membership site and you want to give access to different groups of people, right? This means that certain groups of people can perform certain things or they can see certain things. Some groups can be able to see something, but they can't do anything about it. So if you want certain groups to just read a blog, but not be able to post anything, this is where you can do that. But if you want to give people permission to just, change certain things on the blog, for example, you can do that. I'm not going to cover ACL because it goes in depth and it's a lot of details that goes, but once you get it set up, it's a beautiful system because you don't have to worry about who's reading what. It's just covered. I'm sure that you've been on certain news website or certain media website or blogs where you see part of the content is hidden that you have to pay or subscribe to read more, or you can create an access for something like that. And that's how this works. Let's go to themes. So you can be able to have different themes, right? You don't really want to mess with the edit files unless you know how to do some, custom coding. But you can install themes. They offer themes on their website, I believe. So let's go back now here. If you go onto their main site, you can be able to grab some themes, that they have. You can view layout and themes. So this is some of the layout and themes that they have. Just kind of show you what that looks like. And then let's go back to the admin area and to the comments. You could also filter comments. You can delete comments. You can unpublish comments. You can click on the comments to see what it's saying. If you don't like, what the comment is, you can disable it, right? And you can add a title to a comment. And then now let's go over to emails. You can mass mail. So that's one thing about this, but you got to set up a cron job. A cron job is just saying it's going to automate this task every week, every day, specific hours, seconds, time. It goes into a lot of details about that. And you have email templates that you can be able to use when sending things out. But again, because this is a demo, they have blocked authorization for this. So you can't see that with this particular one. And you have this multilingual. You can be able to, add different languages to it and reporting. So now let's go to the interesting part, which is how do you create a new blog? So at the very right hand corner here, you can click when you put your mouse over there, right? It gives you three options. The first one is you can click this to create a new tag. So if you want to add a tag after already creating an article, this is where you come to do it. You can choose the language that you've installed and you can make that a default tag or not. Okay. Or when you put your mouse over it, then you can create a new category. You can add as many categories as you need to. Now, when you're building categories, you have so many options with these. So one thing I mentioned before is auto post, right? You can auto post all the stuff that's posted on this particular category. So you can have multiple categories, but you can choose to auto post only from one or different categories, which is really great. So if you have a category that's popular and you want to auto post, you can do that. And then you can make the permission for this one. Is this visible by everyone? And as I mentioned before, you can create with the ACL. You can choose if this category is meant for everyone to see or if it's meant for just specific groups of people. So if you have a bunch of authors on your website and your team, you can create permissions so that way only the team members see that. Or you can create it and assign it to a specific Joomla group. So only that group is going to have access to this. The general public will have access to it. The members will have access to it. It's going to be specifically just for that. All right, and you can change your layout settings here as well. So once you put your mouse in, now we're going to take a look at creating a new post. So you click on create a new post. When you do that, you have several options. You can choose to use a completely blank post. You can choose to use a template for event, a template for news, or a template for videos. I'm going to go through each one just to show you what it looks like, right? So you click on the blank post. Matter of fact, before we do that, let me just exit this over, kind of give you guys a run through on the interface. So they've changed the interface a lot, did a really great job with the update. So this is where you can see your post revision, right? You click down and it shows you the post revision, which is also known as content versioning. So every time you create a new post, it's going to show that to you. And then over here, there's insert a block. Blocks are ways for you to build something from scratch, right? And then you have the media. You can insert the media. So when you click on blocks, it's going to show you all the different items that's available to you to use to create something. So if you want to build something from scratch, then you can just use this here and you can drag and drop anywhere, right? You go back to blocks. You can drag and drop these anywhere on the page. Let me do that again. So you can drag drag the blocks and add them anywhere on the page. There you go. So you go to the blocks, or you can click, if you drag something right there, you can click to go back to blocks. Now you go back to this block here, and it's going to show you all that you have. And then you can go to video, the media. This is where you can add, your media. You can add the shared media, right? All the photos and stuff you want, you can be able to add that on here. You can add a new folder, you can upload. And then now let's head over to insert the post. So if there is a particular post that you want to connect, right, on a blog that's already been written, you can just click to insert a post and it's going to insert that for you, right? Let's say you wanted to connect to another something that one of your team members wrote, or maybe a previous blog that you wrote, where you click on there and it's going to add this. A beautiful thing about this, you can also do the location, and you can also do the post cover. The post cover, this is what people are going to see on the front end. So it's going to be something like this image, rather, that'd be something like the post cover, where you can upload, you can enter the video URL. If you want to grab a video, you can do that as well. And you click this drop down, you have save draft, save as post template, and publish now. And when you look over this side, you notice you can change to the black, you can change to the light. So you click there, you can toggle to do that switch. And you can also have shortcuts. You have settings. You click on the settings, it's going to show you everything in the settings. And then you can preview the post before you post it out. And then you can be able to use like YouTube and whatever platforms on there. You drag and you can add a YouTube video. You can go back to, max that out. You can go back over here to the blocks again, and you can choose any one of these, right? Easy social, you can have the easy social, which I'm not going over now, but that's how that works. So let's go back over here, and I'm going to click on this, click on new post. So based off of that, if you click any one of these, you can be able to choose the layout that you want to start with. If you want to build from scratch, you just click on blank post, and what you see behind you, that's what you're going to have, right? You can build from blank. If you want to start with an event, you have an event, you want to do that. If you want a template for news, you want a template for videos, you want to, if you click on that, it's going to pre-populate something for you. So now all that you'd have to do is replace what you see with your content. So if you're getting started, you're not sure what to do, how to do it, this is how you can be able to do that. And you can assign this particular item to multiple categories just by clicking that checkbox. So if you have a blog that can be used on 2 or 3 different categories, well, you can do that as well. Right, so you scroll down, you can choose the date that you want to post that on. You don't have to post it on the date that you created it, right? You can choose a date in the future, not in the past. You choose a date in the future and you click create. You can allow comments or you can disable comments. You can change this as viewed by everyone, or if you're posting a blog that you want this to be viewed just by specific people, let's say paid, you have a membership website and you want just the members to get it, well, you can do that as well. Again, that's the beautiful thing about this. So the same thing works if you go here and you click that and you want to use a pre-made template. Pre-made templates are great because you're not starting from scratch. You just have to edit what's there. And when you edit what's there, you can drag and drop things, you can delete. So when you put your mouse over, if I don't like this section here, I can just click to drag it over. Let me see, I can shift this. I can clone it, right? I can insert another block through there. When I click on there, insert a block, and then I can delete this, and I could also drag this. So when I put them out, there you go. I can drag it anywhere on the page and I can move it around. And then when I'm ready, I can click to save, to publish now, or I can just save it as draft. If I didn't like what I wrote, I wanted to wait some more time to complete it. Whatever the reason is, I can do that as well. So all the stuff you see on the back end, that's what's happening right here on the front end. It gives you a lot of flexibility and so much more that you can do. So thanks so much for watching. If you're looking for a one-on-one live training with Joomla, go over to my website, matthewtaman.com, and you can be able to click on the training link, book your sessions. We're going to go over all the details. If there's something you can't figure out, you're getting started with Joomla, you want to learn how to build websites for yourself, sales funnel, anything, just head over there, book your session, and we can get you all the help that you need.